What's up, everyone? It's Andrew from FanShare Sports here, and with the Canadian Open less than a day away, we wanted to give you a quick overview of our site and, in particular, how to evaluate potential ownership levels using our FanShare Pro page. We're also going to take a look at how to search for information regarding specific players, including their sentiment ratings, which, in addition to their tag count, can be useful for evaluating ownership. Let's start with a look at the trending page. No surprises here as to who has generated the most discussion over the past couple of days, with Dustin Johnson, Jason Day, Matt Kuchar, and Emiliano Grillo all in the running to be the highest owned golfer on DraftKings this week. Next, let's navigate to the FanShare Pro tab, which is currently a free service we offer, so you can see who the most tagged golfers are for the Canadian Open. It's important to remember that just because these golfers are tagged a lot does not necessarily mean they will be high owned on DraftKings. When evaluating potential ownership levels, it's very important not only to look at the number of tags for that golfer, but also his DraftKings salary and his sentiment rating, which we'll take a look at in a minute. So you can see here, Matt Kuchar is our most tagged golfer so far this week, with others like Jason Day, Dustin Johnson, David Hearn, Grillo, Furyk, and McGirt generating a lot of discussion. So seeing how this is an unfiltered view of our most tagged golfers, we can also select from 3 predefined salary ranges here on the left. So we can see who the popular names are in each of those salary ranges. So let's take a look at the 6,000 to 7,900 range this week. We can see David Hearn right at the top of the list, Will McGirt, Harold Varner III, and Chad Campbell also generating a lot of interest this week. Now let's quickly pop over to the Players tab to review how to search for a specific player and navigate his player profile page. So you can see the default view here is sorting players by sentiment rating, which is the start-sit percentage. And there are a number of golfers with 100% positive ratings. So, that's where we've observed positive comments or start calls in relation to that specific golfer. It's not uncommon to have more start calls than sit calls for most golfers in any given week. But let's take a look at someone where sentiment is a little bit more mixed this week. So I'm thinking Adam Hadwin. So let's do a search for Hadwin up here in the top right. And we can see Adam Hadwin here is, he has a sentiment rating of only 67% start and 33% sit. Now, Hadwin is inherently going to generate a little bit more discussion than normal this week, being the Canadian Open and the fact that he's Canadian. He's also a very good putter, which is important this week. But at 8,700 on DraftKings, it's probably the highest salary he's ever had, and the DFS community has taken notice. So I can actually make a start or sit call on Hadwin's player profile page. So I probably will have Hadwin in a couple of lineups this week. So I'm going to make a start call on him, and that bumps up his sentiment rating to 75% start, 25% sit. Still making him somewhat of a contrarian play this week. Okay, guys, that's the overview. We'll be posting some special content this week on Twitter later this evening, so keep an eye out for that, and good luck to everyone with their lineups for the Canadian Open.